And that pale, lusty bastard that you're looking at right now is Adam Silver, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Don't forget to definitely donate to the Cash App Carcino. And we're going to go over some very shocking statements that was made last night, and something that most of you did not see, because they did not want most of you to see this interview whatsoever. This live press conference that happened with Adam Silverslipper. I told you about what was to come, and when it came, everybody saw it and said, oh my God, the people that did see it. A very lot of shocking statements were made and things were spoken in code. And I just want to be the first one to tell you that this interview was really off the charts as far as the direction of spin, the actual projections, ideals, and hope for the future. They're over there really expressing to their international audience, because that's who they really were speaking to. They weren't really speaking to you guys, except for one part. And when that one part hit, it hit like a bomb. Like, it went to a range that you had never saw and thought you had ever heard in your life when you heard that bomb go off. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all that. Time went back an hour, messing me up for a little bit. I thought this chick was lying. And I'm like, I don't feel sleepy at all. But it says this was the time it was. So I went back to sleep. And I got an extra hour of sleep. So I felt really rested, but it's like, man, I only slept that many hours? Maybe I wasn't as tired as I thought. Oh, I was. It was just the fact of what was actually transpiring and going on. Now, they're going to try to sabotage the video. We know that. We understand that. That's what they do here. But let's go over some of the things that Adam Silverslipper was responding to. Silverslipper was slick. He decided to come out and express how he felt about certain things that took place. You know what? We're going to let y'all listen to Adam. So there'll be no mincing of words. Then we'll decipher what he's actually talking about.
With the community here, we want to thank, of course, our partners here at Zignia Live, who are the hosts of these games in this great arena and state of the art. We, from my NBA colleagues and I, are in many arenas around the world, and they do a fantastic job here. Of course, we have a G League team down here, Capitanes, and they are really doing well. They had a winning season last year. Their season begins in a week, and they've done just really a fantastic job incorporating themselves into the NBA G League, and of course our only team here in Mexico right now. But we're very excited about that. Of course, it's Dia de Muertos, and so I'm not sure if my colleagues plan to be here on this special Day of the Dead. But it's certainly a very celebratory atmosphere. It's fun for people as well, but it's very spirited, and it's exciting for us to be part of it. And you will see Dia de Muertos celebrations throughout the game. There's a theme that's going on throughout everything we're doing. Let me add, the teams got to town 2 days ago and have managed to really experience Mexico City, which is very important, I think, for us culturally as well. In addition, over the past week, we've had several different clinics for young boys and girls, coaches clinics, other community events, so that people can really get a chance. The NBA brand and the NBA experience. So that's become very important of our festivities here as well. It's also exciting that we have Jaime Jaquez here, of course, a player with a Mexican parent who is on the Miami Heat. He's embraced this experience as well. I wrote down something he said, which is it's inspiring for the Latin community to see a Hispanic player will be playing tonight, and as he said, to inspire young people to play the game of basketball, most importantly. But who knows, maybe he'll inspire a young boy to play in the NBA or a young girl who desires to be in the WNBA one day. So with that, happy to answer any questions, Sharon, anyone has.
Thank you so much.
So there's no specific date set for expansion. It's something, as I said, to your point, that after we completed our media deal,
Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button, good people. Appreciate y'all coming in, but definitely hit the like button.
The process has begun internally at the league office right now. It's something that we're continuing to model to understand the economics of what it would mean to have additional teams. As I've pointed out many times, it's in essence selling equity in the league. If you add additional partners, those television funds are locked in for the next 10 teams, but at the same time, we see an opportunity to potentially expand the footprint of the NBA, whether in the United States or potentially here in Mexico City. I'll say, personally, I would love to have a team in Mexico City. It's, of course, the largest city in North America. I believe if we were to come here, we would be Mexico's team, not just Mexico City's, and it would be a gateway into Latin America. To your point, Capitana was a first step along the way, and for us to begin experiencing what it means to operate here, culturally, in terms of altitude, in terms of the building, fan support, all those important factors. So I'm not ready to make news today specifically about bringing an expansion team to Mexico City, but as I said, it's something we will look at over time. And again, I think, as I said, 33rd game here in Mexico City, so there's no doubt about how much interest and support we have here. So there's no specific date set for expansion. It's something, as I said, to your point, that after we completed our media deals, we would begin the process. The process has begun internally at the league office right now. It's something that we're continuing to model to understand the economics of what it would mean to have additional teams. As I've pointed out many times, it's in essence selling equity in the league. If you add additional partners, those television funds are locked in for the next decade or so, so you're sharing those proceeds with additional teams.
Now, exactly. So when you add other teams, because your TV rights deal is already in place, what he's saying is don't expect these new teams to come right away because the NBA is not taking off like I thought. So it might take a little time before we get a team in Mexico City. So meaning that you're not going to see a team in Mexico City for about 7 more years, buddy. Because he had no plans of putting a team in Mexico City. So the G League team is the only thing y'all going to get in Mexico City. He's not going to tell this, but this is what he's spinning. Like, oh, there's so many things involved. He has no plans of doing that right away. Seattle and Las Vegas are the 2 top places. Mexico City, not really. The G League team is what you get. They got that guy Vasquez on Miami. That's why they were there. And you got the Wizards. That's the game y'all get. The game that no one in America was going to be watching. So that's why they sent it over there to you guys. So you can say, you can see NBA action where you can watch the Miami Heat blow out the Washington Wizards by 30-some points. NBA action is fantastic. So this is why their sport has been dying. and it's been falling off the rails because you got Adam Silver Slipper here, who they're very much watching this live stream to try to sabotage it. For whatever reason, he's in here with his waspy damn eyes, looking like he's stage 7, walking around out here like he ain't had a meal in about 17 years. Listen, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm always going to tell it like it is. Adam Silver has to step up and be a real commissioner. Instead, he's a pacifier. He does all these stupid things in agreement with his team because they're thinking about marketing and promotion and expanding, but you're screwing the game up in order to do that. And the biggest surprise is coming yet.
At the same time, we see an opportunity to potentially expand the footprint of the NBA, whether in the United States or potentially here in Mexico City. I'll say, personally, I would love to have a team in Mexico City. It's, of course, the largest city in North America. I believe if we were to come here, we would be Mexico's team, not just Mexico City's, and it would be a gateway into Latin America. To your point, Capitanes was a first step along the way. And for us to begin experiencing what it means to operate here, culturally, in terms of altitude, in terms of the building, fan support, all those important factors. So I'm not ready to make news today specifically about bringing an expansion team to Mexico City, but as I said, it's something we will look at over time. And again, I think, as I said, 33rd game here in Mexico City, so there's no doubt about how much interest and support we have here. Very informal conversations over the years with businesses and business leaders who have expressed interest, but we've had no formal discussions, only because we have not been in an expansion process and we have not been soliciting specific interest. But I would say we're pleased to hear that interest exists. There's just no process right now. And as I said earlier, we're not at the stage yet where we're specifically thinking about markets for expansion.
Thank you.
Very informal conversations over the years with businesses and business leaders who have expressed interest, but we've had no formal discussions, only because we have not been in an expansion process and we have not been soliciting specific interest. But I would say we're pleased to hear that interest exists. There's just no process right now. And as I said earlier, we're not at the stage yet where we're specifically thinking about markets for expansion.
Thank you.
There's no specific aspects of the deal to announce today. I would say it's multi-year. We expect to continue coming back here beyond even the extent of that extension, because we've had such success with Signia Live. It's just been a great partnership in every way. I'm sure they are thinking about ways that we can increase our presence here in the same way we are. In terms of other cities, again, as new arenas come online, that's something we will continue to think about. I of course pay attention to whether it's Major League Baseball or the NFL, and they're doing fantastic things outside the United States as well. And we certainly want to keep up with everything that our competitor leagues are doing. So we're paying attention to other opportunities to play regular season games, to open our season. I would say logistically, these things get complicated because we have such a dense regular season, 82 games, only a set number of days to play those games. But I would say, I flew, of course, here from New York, where my headquarters is. It's not a difficult flight at all. It's shorter than crossing the United States. So of all the places we could potentially expand to outside the United States, competition. And to your point, we wouldn't do G League teams, of course, against the NBA. Just competitively, it wouldn't be the same. We've experimented with doing tournaments with NBA teams, with club teams from other leagues. It's a good suggestion. I mean, it's something we will continue to look at. We want to make sure too that it's competitively interesting for the fans. But I'll say again, I mean, my mandate, my colleagues grow interest, and I think increasingly people have a hunger for these experiences. That while media is how most fans experience our games, the opportunity to bring the experience to them live is unmatched. There's no technology that has replicated that yet. And so we know how valuable it is to bring these games. They're difficult to scale, but we also recognize there's no substitute. So whether it's, as you said, friendlies, other forms of preseason games, regular season games, tournaments, we will continue to look at all those different formats.
Thank you so
Now, here's the thing that he's trying to do, and here's another thing that they brought up that night too, that they want Latino ownership. Something that Black folks don't think about. The Latinos came right away saying, investors, Latino investors, are you taking bids on Latino investors so they can own their own team in Mexico City? Not having a bunch of white guys come in and own the team in Mexico City. That was important for them. It was brought up right in front of Adam Silver's face. See, they have no control over the international media, especially the Latino market. So they can ask what they want. That's why they were very hesitant to air this anywhere in your vicinity. You didn't see this interview aired nowhere. I don't even know if they talked about it on ESPN. If you got the NBA app, that was the only way you could see the interview. Unless you knew some reporters that was there. Now, yeah, the reason why he can't say they're bringing on, right, they got the deal done, so now he's going to bring on the new teams and expansion. Well, they're going to have to split the money that they already got from the TV deal with all the other teams that they bring in. Now he can't really announce that because the NBA is off to a very bad start this year. They're already starting off losing more money than they did last year. Tickets aren't selling. They don't have sellouts. People are choosing to stay at home, and people are choosing not to look them up on the app. Lowest memberships than last year for NBA League Pass. And these aren't good signs if you're the NBA. These are not good signs because you put in all of this promotion. And Mexico City wanted some answers because they thought from what you were selling them and spending them that once this deal was done, they were going to be in discussion for a team.
Competition. And to your point, we wouldn't do G League teams, of course, against the NBA. Just competitively, it wouldn't be the same. We've experimented with doing tournaments with NBA teams, with club teams from other leagues. It's a good suggestion. I mean, it's something we will continue to look at. We want to make sure too that it's competitively interesting for the fans. But I'll say again, I mean, my mandate, my colleagues here from the NBA, our mandate is to grow the game of basketball and to grow interest. And I think increasingly people have a hunger for these experiences. That while media is how most fans experience our games, the opportunity to bring the experience to them live is unmatched. There's no technology that has replicated that yet. And so we know how valuable it is to bring these games. They're difficult to scale, but we also recognize there's no substitute. So whether it's, as you said, friendlies, other forms of preseason games, regular season games, tournaments. We will continue to look at all those different formats.
Thank you so much.
No, you won't. And here's the thing. Adam Silver is lying to you. Illegal streams have destroyed the NBA's pirating. In general, all these greedy corporations are losing money. That is true. But the main scope of it is it's not just the illegal streaming. No one is caring about the games. Nobody's really taking time to even illegally stream the game to watch it. People got illegal streams and choosing not to turn on the NBA. That's what their problem is. The problem is your product, sir. Your product is failing us. You know why? Because people got a lot of options on what to put on. But even when it ain't nothing to put on, you know what they do? They don't put on the NBA. You got to deal with old Robesino today. I'm out here like Ghostface, baby. So, they need to get rid of the three-point line. No, they don't. They need to go back to the rules of adding the post player back to the game. Adding basketball back to basketball. And get the F out the way. Stop trying to control the game of who wins and who loses. Let the real talent play. And the real skilled players, they're going to show you they're great every night. So you can promote that instead of you trying to manufacture and tell us who's great. How about that, NBA? Stop trying to sell us something that isn't true. That's where you were going wrong. When you kept trying to sell and shovel LeBron James down everybody's throats for 20 plus years. Meanwhile, there was a thing going and growing in Golden State that the whole world was missing out on. They could have been watching the growth of the Golden State Warriors. But no, you weren't watching it. And then they just come up out of nowhere and boom, NBA championship. With no promotion. Then you want to get on late. Once they already the champions, now it's Splash Brothers. Oh, this team is incredible. They're doing all these things. It's the Splash Brothers. Now you want to jump on board. But we could have saw the emergence of it, and people who were watching it was watching the development, watching it grow. But if the NBA was doing their jobs, people would have saw the development and saw it coming. But yet, you're shoveling LeBron down everybody's throat in this bum-ass Cleveland team. And shuffling them to the NBA Finals every year. You took over as commissioner in 2014. In 2014, his first year, he's done Golden State, Cavs. Golden State, Cavs. Golden State, Cavs. 4 straight years in a row. Four straight years. From 2015 on down to 2014-15 season, all the way down to 2018. Golden State Cavs. 4 years in a row. Not even David Stern would put a team together 4 years in a row. You're destroying your league. Why would anybody care about any other goddamn team in your league if every year it's going to be Golden State, LeBron James, Steph Curry? Let's keep running that back. What the F is there to look forward to in your other games? Why would we watch them? If at the end of the year, it's just going to be LeBron and so-and-so, why are we watching this? Because Adam Silver has no imagination. He's a business marketing man. So let's take the best popular people, and at the end of the year, let's just force them to play each other. That killed your league. Do you know those were the worst playoff years ever in the NBA? Was those 4 years? The worst playoff ever. The most 20-point blowouts ever happened during that stretch. You see a team go up 20, go down 20 in the same damn game. And nobody's paying attention to the first round because they don't believe any of these teams have got a chance to go to a championship. There's no surprise. There's no element of chance or belief. The NBA is like, well, they made a good run. They made it to the second round. That's good for them. Good for them. I thought the goal is to win a championship. And we got to watch a mediocre team. Just because they got LeBron James, we got to push them to the finals because LeBron is the name we market. It was sickening to watch. It's like the NBA has no imagination, nothing going on with it whatsoever. So let's just shove it down everybody's throats. Jason, are you subscribed and did you hit the notification bell to get all notifications? And they didn't give you a notification for this one? Then leave me a comment in the comment section. And after this, I'll talk to them. For anybody that didn't get a notification to be here, and you're subscribed and hit the bell for all notifications, leave me a comment in the comment section when this is over. Or you can do it now. You still go leave a comment. So then that way I could bring your name up to YouTube. Now, I don't think the Mexico City drug lords is going to go over well. What they going to do? Hand the fans a mirror and some blow? Everybody gets a free mirror, little pocket mirror. Kids going to be, yeah, got my pocket mirror. Let's go, drug lords. They're going to be like, it's not real coke. They're going to be, we got Dusty the mascot. Yeah, Dusty. Look at him. He's got coke dust all over, baby. Dusty the mascot. He's real happy. 10 seconds, then he gets real angry. Dusty is suspended for beating a fan. We've arrested Dusty. But the cartel like him. He'll be back to work next week. Just don't go get him, Dusty. Dusty the mascot does not need to be approached. Oh, man. But a statement was made that night. Silver Slipper made a mistake and slipped up and said something that was very alarming. He spoke on the All-Star game and making the All-Star game better again. So they's like, oh, we got Joe Dumars and everybody in there working on the situation. And saying that nobody, meaning the players, and no one was happy with how last year's All-Star game turned out. They like what happened and what they were dealing with in the stands of Steph, and they trying to run the rematch with him and the girl from the New York City Liberty. And this time it's going to be, instead of one round, it's going to be 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Now, here's the biggest surprise of what Adam Silver Slipper said that night. On Saturday night in Mexico City, he actually made a statement and he hinted to something that is crazy as hell. It's improving the game of the All-Star game. Is he's trying to make it scripted. That's what they're doing. They're going to script the NBA All-Star game to make it fun for the people. They think that's the problem. Adam Silver. People just want you to play effing ball. That's it. No one say go hard. You know how to scrimmage. People, they scrimmage harder than what they were playing. They scrimmage every day. Go up and down the court. They ain't trying to hurt each other. That's all you got to do in the All-Star game. That's it. The All-Star game has been working for years before you even joined the league. Players had fun. They played the game. Guys did what they moves. Fans were entertained. It didn't start being unentertaining till LeBron James kept losing. What a coinky-dink. Right? You see, I read through the BS every day, man. This is what I do. This is what I'm really good at. It's calling out BS when I see BS. Okay? I don't trust anything from the NBA. Let's go here. Okay. Now, let's go to the All-Star Game MVPs. LeBron got 2 of them. He got one in Houston, Texas. The East won by 2 points, and they gave it to LeBron. The East won in 08, and they gave it to LeBron. It was in New Orleans. He has not won again since they started this LeBron James thing down the road, the Team LeBrons, right? Now, what was the problem here? Well, let's go look back at it. 2014, Kyrie Irving was MVP and the East won. The West had won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the last 7 All-Star games. 6 out of the last 7 All-Star games, with LeBron James really being the superstar of the league. 6 out of the last 7. The last one the East won was in 2014 when Kyrie Irving was MVP. That was it. They lost 6 out of 7. LeBron James, after getting blown out when Anthony Davis was MVP, said, we got to change it up. Russ had won back-to-back All-Star MVPs. Then AD won it. And they were getting routed. And LeBron James was the king of the East. He couldn't get it done. So he blamed the team. How convenient. So now they got Team LeBron versus Team Steph. Team LeBron wins. LeBron gets MVP in California. Yeah, everybody like this. We're going to mix it up. We're changing the All-Star game. Ruining legacy, ruining tradition. Let's destroy that for LeBron. Adam Silver slip. Next year, Team LeBron beats Team Giannis. Kevin Durant gets MVP. Means nothing. Next year, Team LeBron wins again over Team Giannis. Kawhi Leonard gets MVP in Chicago. Next year, Team LeBron wins again. They beat Team Durant. Giannis is MVP. Next year, Team LeBron beats Team Durant. Steph Curry is MVP in Cleveland. The next year, Team LeBron finally loses. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the 6th year of doing this Team LeBron crap. Team Giannis actually beats Team LeBron. Jason Tatum is MVP. Then you got East versus West. East beats the West. Dame Lillard is MVP. This is what destroys your legacy of your All-Star game. If you're going to do stuff like that and not play, you're failing. You're failing. You're failing the people that came before you. You're failing tradition and history. It's not about going forward. You're not going forward when you're holding everybody backwards, dog. And that's what y'all doing. Y'all holding up the game. Y'all holding up the real ballers in the game. It's time for these old dudes to get out of the way. They stay in 20 years. You got talent that's in here that's playing. You're not promoting them. Adam Silver, this is why you're losing the fucking race. This is why you're losing the game. That's the problem. Adam Silver's not going to tell you the problem, because the reason why they're halting everything is because everyone is like, what's going on with the expansion? What's going on with the expansion? And now he's real silent on everything. He was silent on it 6 years ago. How long do you got to debate on it? 6 years ago, they was talking about the Vegas expansion. You got the stadium. The T-Mobile Arena is already set. You got your WNBA team there. You got your G League team there. When you going to get the NBA team there? Because it'll be another 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 years before there's a team in Mexico City. They have no intentions of putting a team there. In that same meeting, they actually asked Adam Silver, when will we get LeBron in Mexico City? When will we get those games? Why you keep feeding us games where there's no real superstars? Like, they got fans here too that would love to see LeBron James and all of these guys. See, that's what they wanted to do. But they didn't get that. Mm-hmm. Now, the in-season tournament, which was the definition, as I told you, that's the definition of what the actual thing is called. The fans called it basically the NBA Cup. They're playing for the NBA Cup and an in-season tournament. So now the NBA Cup is the name now. Now they actually have a name for this crap. Nobody asked for it. Fans didn't want it. It's supposed to draw interest in for the fans to get excited about what's going on here. No. The fans get excited when there's excitement to be built around the games. The games aren't being promoted right. Fans don't know there's a real rivalry with Indiana Pacers. There's no build up to the games. You just throw the games out there and they're played because you don't care about Portland playing Washington. You don't know who's who. Y'all don't know how to sell it. No matter who played, the NBA had a side story. They had something cooked up. They had a promotion to say what happened the last time these teams met. These teams played back in these days, and there's always been a rivalry. Every team has some type of rivalry or something going on there to get people excited about watching the damn games for those people who are casual fans. Well, it's outrageous because a lot of people don't understand how bad stuff is, you know. Yeah, it's bad. No, because then now it's like if somebody don't win in 2 years or 1 year, they gotta want out. All the superstars can't be on one team. What makes them superstars? See, you normally had to win to be called a star, superstar. Really, you had to be winning. now teams are going to basically buy up the players, right? Buy up as many star players as they can to try to change the narrative. Meanwhile, people who depend on the draft or free agency to build up and build pieces, build a bench. And the teams that win normally have a bench. I've never seen a team that was top heavy really win an NBA championship. You got to have a bench that could come in and contribute so that you can win a championship. It's never been a top heavy team that really walked in out with a championship. You had to get some type of production from the bench. Dennis Smith Jr. is not somebody they consider economically valuable. He's an expendable asset who pissed off Luka Doncic. Grant Williams is going to be another one that is not really protected by the league. And then you wind up in Charlotte, and then you wind up out the league. That's just how it goes. Dennis Smith Jr. was doing great last season. Now he's probably G League fighting to get back in the league. Unfortunately, this is the unfortunate reality you have when you're facing off with these guys, right? Bring back illegal defense, bring back the post players, bring back basketball. That's what you got to do. You got to bring back basketball. You're trying to improve things because of gambling and betting. You let gambling and betting infect people's brains and minds. This is what's going to be the outcome almost every time. We got to learn that there's a balance. And once you mess with that balance, you're going to screw it all up. Of course, they're going to promote LeBron once he retires. They're going to do it the same way they use Michael Jordan. They use Michael Jordan to promote LeBron James, and don't nobody even care. LeBron James is not even playing basketball anymore. Basically, he's just out there. And LeBron James and Michael Jordan played in two different type of leagues. The league Michael Jordan played in, LeBron James wouldn't even be able to hold a goddamn basketball in that league. That was a man's game. LeBron can't even dominate in this league. With a magnet ball and everything included, he's still getting his ass whipped. So our thing that we say to people is, look, I understand that there's a such thing as entertainment. I'm not a fool. All right. We know that there's a such thing as entertainment, but there's a key word in there: entertain. I am not entertained. When you watch these games, right? Mm-hmm. Magnet balls, everything. And oh, you almost forgot to tell you guys, Gilbert Arenas was fired by Club Shay Shay. I mean, not Club Shay Shay, but Shay Shay Media decided that on Nightcap, they was going to go in a different direction. So Gilbert Arenas will no longer be on Nightcap. Effective immediately, he's been replaced. And you're probably saying, who we get replaced by, Sino? Well, let me tell you, that's who he got replaced by. J.R. Smith. JR just had his first night on there. He will be there on Wednesday nights. So tune in to watch J.R. Smith on Nightcap. Gil's fire. Now, once again, yes, J.R. Spliff. They thought a man high as a kite was better than Gil. with that being said, we move right along. Adam Silver Slipper has done his best job. No, he's done his best job interfering in the game itself. No. Many people would be fools to believe that. The statement you just made right now, people would be fools to believe that. Well, Adam Silver is speaking about the All-Star game because he's doing it in a whole era where he don't want the American public to really hear what he's saying. Is that they're thinking of rigging the All-Star game. And you're probably saying, well, what do you mean by rigging it? I mean, not determining who wins and loses the game, but by having events happen within the game. Like, oh, Steph Curry's gonna have a contest. Guy's gonna back off, and Steph Curry gonna go one-on-one with Trae Young. And then you might see LeBron go at it with Kevin Durant for a while. And it'd be a fun banner. They going back and forth for one-on-one, seeing who could hit a shot. Fans are gonna be entertained with that. If Giannis and KD go at it one-on-one to see who's going to be the baddest going to the rim. So they're talking about setups. That's what they're working on right now. Setups. They're setting things up, manufacturing little events to happen within the All-Star game to make the people clip it and put it on TikTok, put it on IG, so it could trend on YouTube, everything, so that they can get attention to the game. That's what we become. Once we start catering to the fuggity that's going on, that's when it starts getting out of control. Just remember where you heard it first. Remember where you heard it first. I'm coming out the robe. Cino was in the robe. He's coming out of the robe now. That's it. They done pissed him off. God damn it. You're rigging my game. I'm going to break him in two. You can't read my game. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not Atari. Giannis ain't leaving Milwaukee. Okay. The NBA want him out of Milwaukee. It's not happening. He's not leaving Milwaukee. It's not going down. Everybody can go back to bed. It's not happening. The Pythons, brother. Cino still got the Pythons, brother. They haven't gone anywhere. It's the gun show. Wherever I show up, it's the gun show. Fact. Cino Hogan here. What you gonna do, Mean Gene, when your 24-inch pythons pull up and they see that big old ship sitting up there? And I drop that elbow down on them. Bow! They're not ready for it, Mean Gene. what they're gonna do in New York when I come through and I lift the giant above my head and I slam him down. That the bridge snaps into New York and I grab it with one arm and I grab it with the other arm. With my 24-inch pythons, I pull them together so that they can go across the bridge in New York. Wow, get your tickets now. Hulk Hogan is coming to your town. Oh, man. Miss the old wrestling days. Old Randy coming in. Oh, yeah. Freak out. Yeah. That's what they're saying down in Minneapolis. Yeah. That's what they're saying in Florida, in Chicago, in Detroit. Yeah. They're saying the Macho Man Randy Savage is back. Yeah, I did it. I told you. Nobody was better than me. Don't you dare interrupt me, Elizabeth. You hear me talking. You keep your mouth shut. Yeah. No one's gonna get in my way. No, because it's gonna be an example set. Yeah, especially you, Hulk Hogan. If you get in my way, yeah, I'm gonna eliminate everybody that's in the contention and in the race that wants to come and take this from me. No, snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh, man. Who is my supplier, Chael Sutton? My supplier is my grandfather and my great-grandfather. I don't know. Hey, it's in the DNA. They were born this way. Powerful. All my uncles got it. My Uncle Renzo, it was powerful. Put together like trucks. We just always had that. Like one punch for me, you be going back to the third grade. I might break my arm because my wrist, I hit so hard and so powerful with one shot. It's so much force, it would snap my wrist. I would have to tape my wrist up. I hit somebody, bow! They'd be back in third grade. Be like, Mrs. Anderson, I want my, where's my book bag? Where's my crayon? I want to color. It's blue. Knock them back to the third grade. Real fast. One punch. Okay, see no Tyson. That's right, see, because I come in the ring and I'm looking right at his nose, right? So I want to hit him right in the nose bone so I can make his nose bone go in his brain so that when I hit him one time, he just dies. I do whatever I want. That sounded like tears. That dude is still around? It's like, man, there's some people I ain't even heard of. Oh, you like the Oscar De La Hoya impression, huh? It's Clapback Sunday. Oh, yeah. And I tell you, it's going to be a special day for Canelo Alvarez as he, once again, is not fighting David Benavidez. He's not giving them the fight they want. And I'm not getting the cocaine that I want. But it's okay, because it's keeping me alive. All this plastic surgery, I can't even feel it. And my girl's got more plastic in her. It's like a blow-up doll. And I feel great. Man, look. Absolutely. So if you're subscribed here and you hit all the notification dings, everything that you got in play, right? I want you oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the way of the new world, man. Everybody is competing to be in a place that they don't want to be in or they don't deserve. So if you are subscribed to this page, definitely hit the like button right now. If you are subscribed to this page, definitely hit the notification bell. If you are notified already, let's say you already subscribed here, you hit your notification bell already, right? Leave me a comment in the comment section if you did not get a notification. Mm-hmm. Nah, still word. Ain't gonna be a lot of talking from Nas. Nas, I think we got this deal here. We can make a lot. We can put the record together. It's crazy. Still word. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. T.I. and Tiny and Suge Knight. Oh yeah, T.I. Man, I done told you that this the last time you gonna even hear me say something like this. Cause I ain't got time for all that. Now, what I want to do is I want to set up something where, we had a charity foundation, everybody come together, and we start doing what we gotta do from the culture, because everything gonna move through me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna play with mine. So that we gonna now, but you ain't said nothing. Don't you hear me? I'm still talking. I don't need you to come. Well, I just want to say what I gotta say, then you can go ahead and Say whatever you want to say. And I want to speak up for the girls out there because I got a lot of fashion and all that stuff. And I'm gonna let you get to that. Why you gotta interrupt me every time? I'm gonna let you talk. No, we on the same team. Why don't you work with me? Damn, woman. You always at odds with me. Damn, trying to be precipitatious about this. Well, okay, I don't even know what all that precipitance, whatever you just said, I don't know what all that means and none of that. I'm just trying to say I want to speak up for the good. You gonna be able to talk, baby. Just let me do what I do. Oh, man. No, LLB. Hey, man, you a real funny cat. But hey, you better not make fun of me because you make fun of me, homeboy. It's not gonna go over well. It don't go over well. You know what I'm saying? All I ask for is respect. That's why I give it. But it's just like anything that's in life. People are gonna make fun of it because they don't understand it. But then when after it's done, it is what it is. JB, I don't even want to talk. There's nothing else really to say. We're just trying to free political prisoners that's locked up, doing time behind bars over charges that shouldn't even happen, and we just trying to make that reality, take that from them. They took their freedom, and most of these people got something to say. So we try to give them a voice, and I speak from my rhymes is like a voice from the streets. What's my first rhyme, B? Yeah, I know, man. It's like that. The football games let me down today. The Bears blew my money. I had all the games right. Dak Prescott messed up my money and the goddamn Bears. I need a drink. I'm getting out of here. I need a beer.